is Dr. Ben Morrill with episode 32 of Reptile Genetics Weekly. We are very thankful to have you here. We're in Thanksgiving week and thinking a lot about this last year, a little over a year since we really started to make a bunch of tests available, and very grateful for where we are and for all of you for your support and for helping us to get to where we're at. And that's what we're going to talk a lot about today. And also a new segment we're going to have be a part of our show that's going to, I think, help show some gratitude and thanks and also excitement for all of the work that all of you do and keeping and breeding and all the various things that have to do with herpetoculture. So I'm pretty excited to talk about that. Kayla's kind of the one in charge of that. But as always, I'll start with an update for results. So right now I'm setting up another run. This is actually going to be the biggest run we've ever done. This is going to have a lot of stuff on it because we do want to get a whole bunch of results to people, but also be able to validate new tests and do some more free DG testing, things like that. We'll detail it later in the episode, but so there's a lot of things coming through on this. And so that will be the week after Thanksgiving. So next week, probably late in the week, probably like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be when results are coming out. Probably more Thursday and Friday because it is such a big run. It's going to take me a little while to process everything. So yeah, that's coming. And then the next week after that, so we have this week is Thanksgiving. Next week, the week after, we'll have results the end of the week. And then the week after that, we'll also have results near the end of the week. So we'll have like 2 weeks in a row where we'll have results coming out on Thursday and Friday. So if for some reason you have stuff in and don't get results next Thursday and Friday, it's very, very likely you'll get it the following week. So, but yeah, that's what I have for updates. How are you doing, Kayla?
I'm doing great. I am, in the spirit of gratitude, very grateful to be on here for our 32nd episode. It's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do we have coming? Well, you just mentioned the stuff that's going in through next week, and that includes a bunch of our DG stuff, right?
Yeah. So we got a couple more animals from the next batch of 100 to 200. I don't know for sure how many it'll be. It'll at least be another like 90, 96 that will go in this next run. I'm hoping I can fit more than that, but at least 90, 96. So there's a couple from that.
That's cool. And so have we made any progress on the new morphs that are coming through?
So that will also, I will get that information on this next run. So I'll have the first validation. I'll probably run 20 to 50 for puzzle and for GCR and TSK. And also along with the GCR, I'm going to run some MJ Xanthics as well, because people were saying, several people have messaged me and said they think it's likely that MJ and GCR are the same. So we'll test and find out.
Let's find out. Yeah. Oh, that'll be cool to know.
And then also Monarch and Monsoon. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So those are in the validation phase, I think you said? Or
yeah, this will be the first. I won't have them finished after this run, but I'll know if it looks like, I'll know any of them that aren't going to work this time. I'll know immediately.
You'll know. Yeah.
And then any of them that look good after this first 20 to 50, then I'll run another 100 on the next run for any of them that look good. So that's why we want to do another run right away so that we can finish up these. I know a lot of people are excited for these new tests.
I know I am.
So moving into what I was saying at the beginning, we want to say thanks to all the people that helped us get to where we are, this being Thanksgiving week. And so among the most important are some of the researchers that have taken, they've kind of taken a little bit of a risk in their academic jobs by, studying morphs in captive bred reptiles. It's not something that academics puts a lot of money into or a lot of focus or gives a lot of praise for. So we're really thankful to Eastern Michigan University, Dr. Hannah Sadell and her students. Specifically this year, they worked hard to give us the tests that we're also going to be making available soon, already validated, and we'll be making available soon the Blue-Eyed Lucy complex tests.
Yeah.
So several tests there. And then the Canada group, Dr. Alan Garcia Elfring, Dr. Heather Rafi, they were the ones that helped us be able to make VPI Xanthic and Cryptic available for you this year. and they're working on other things that are really cool, and we'll hear more about soon. So
Absolutely.
we're very thankful for the hard work that they're doing. And then I told Kayla, why don't you go through all of our episodes and find all the logos you can find, and so that we can have that up in this episode, just once again as a thank you to, this is sincerely from all of us, Sean, Kayla, and I. If you're providing support online, if you are coming to shows, provide support in person, if it's sending sheds in for new tests, if it's sending sheds in because you're using our services, all of those things are really, really important, and provide a foundation for us to keep building and keep developing, and to have more confidence in making investments. There's several times where, we needed to put some of our own money back into this, just to be able to develop something new, because the money wasn't there yet. But we had so much support from all of you that so far we've had that confidence, and we're sincerely grateful. So all these logos we have here are people we've specifically worked with, and very thankful for all that you did. We even have Chat GPT on there, since Chat GPT has been helping me since Patrick taught me how to use it to help me with coding, troubleshooting. I've used it several times now to troubleshoot coding.
That's
but
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so many people, so many breeders, keepers, people in the industry. We're very thankful to all of you. Always Evolving, they've done some really awesome videos that I'm sure have gotten a lot of information, along with Canova, that's got a lot of information out to people that, that we wouldn't have reached ourselves. Very thankful for that. So many names. And like I said, whether it's in person at shows or online on Facebook or Instagram or here on YouTube, the comments, the support, the thumbs up, the subscribing, all of those things matter to us. We try to say something, at least a little bit each episode, reminding people to subscribe or do this or that. But I just want to make sure, sincerely, it makes a big difference for us, to give us the power, the motivation, and confidence to keep going and keep designing and all of that.
Absolutely. And a little shout out, of course, to NARBC, the Reptile Super Show, Daytona, all the folks that come up to meet us at shows too. Really means the world.
Yes. Yeah, those were great experiences, great memories, and look forward to seeing more people. And some of you watching now, we haven't got to meet yet. Hopefully we'll be able to at a show this next year.
Absolutely. All right. So new segment time?
Yeah. So I mentioned briefly, Kayla's going to be in charge of this new segment, Why I Do This. So we want to have this be a part of every episode from now on. And so I put this in Kayla's hands, and she put up a good post yesterday to kind of generate some of our first comments about our Why I Do This.
Yes. And you guys blew us away with how many responses you had to this. Like, it's been up for less than 24 hours. And it's good for morale, and just the stories you sent us were wonderful.
And I'll kind of throw in there one thing for me that, I didn't really realize until COVID, how big of a deal. I guess it was a little before COVID. I had some things happen in personal life and family lives, and in 2017. And I didn't realize till then how much having the animals, to be able to go look at the animals, see how they're growing, see them hatch out, see how they're growing, see the first ones, breed, and what their babies look like compared to the ones last year, and what combination, new combinations I hatch out this year. I had taken that for granted, how much that did for my mental well-being. And then COVID was just another big, showing of, I spent a lot more time with my animals because there's a lot less running around doing other things. And
absolutely.
I can say for me personally, these last 20, between 20 and 25 years, I've been keeping and breeding. That's been huge for my mental well-being, to have the access to be able to be in the room with the animals and see what they do. And, that's been huge. So that's kind of part of why I wanted to do this, is I know that you all no doubt have stories as well. And so, yeah, Kayla's already got some rolling in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So in response to our post yesterday with the little bitty rat snake on it, I do this because blank. Some of the responses were as follows. This one from New York Powerballs. Man, I love science, biology, and the natural world. I feel connected and part of the natural world whenever I keep reptiles, and breeding them is only an extension of that. My cat just knocked over something in the background. I don't know if you heard that.
Gotta love cats too.
I love cats too. And they continue, as a very young child, I can still remember I was so fascinated by dinosaur illustrations and books about all the extinct dinosaurs. And when my uncle came home one day with a baby snapping turtle, I thought to myself, wait a minute, dinosaurs aren't extinct because I'm standing here looking at one. Which, as a dinosaur loving kid and adult, oh yeah, I feel that.
100%.
Whiskey in My Water 83 on Instagram said, reptiles are so undervalued, underappreciated, and so beautiful. They need love. We call snakes sanity serpents here because they keep us sane. They're a great stress relief and just as comforting as a cat. I have 4.
I like sanity serpents. I like
sanity
that.
serpents. I call them living meditation. At least the calm ones anyway. You pick them up and I'm just like, yeah, nice and calm. They're cold. They're grounding. Python Bliss says, I just love them. I find them calming and basically the perfect pet. I also love the blend of art and science in breeding. Yeah.
Beautiful.
JB Just Balls says, I do this because it is my passion. I have always loved animals, especially reptiles. What fascinated me the most were the snakes. I love them and think they are good animals you can keep. They are animals you can keep good.
Excellent.
Ball or Nothing Python said, I felt like I was too financially stable.
That's hilarious. I've heard several times said that the best way to become a millionaire in the herpetoculture world is to start out as a billionaire.
It's true. Palmetto Girls Corn Snakes. That's a logo we should have added. So they're cool too.
Thank you.
I do this because it's a work of love between my 2 daughters and I. They're 6 and 10 and both take big responsibility on helping care for our snakes. They help me feed, clean bins, handle babies, etc. Watching them grow in their responsibilities and their love of reptiles makes me love what we do more and more every day. That's so sweet.
Very
I
cool.
wish I could have helped baby corn snakes hatch and take care of them when I was 6. Oh, that's awesome. That's what's up. Driftless Reptile says, because I like the way they move, the way they live, the way they behave, the genetics, the colors, pretty much all of it.
Very good reasons.
Right? Crawford Reptile Company says, I have no idea why. Reptiles have been a part of who I am for as far back as I can remember. Something I just can't explain draws me to them, and I don't even think about the why. All right. Professor's Python says, people shouldn't judge a book by its cover, including reptiles.
Yes.
And Cold-Blooded Crow says, my oldest childhood memory is playing with salamanders. Aww. There is something special about early springtime, flipping a log, finding a nice little salamander under there. Oh yeah, this it's starting to warm up again. Wendy Williams on Facebook said, because they're so misunderstood and villainized. Because every day I interact with them shows me a new side of them. Because reaching across the massive divide between us and reptiles feels like an otherworldly achievement. To find trust and comfort in the eyes of a creature who should, by all rights, only fear you is so heartwarming and rewarding. I love that. Michael McKenna says, it's all I've ever wanted to do since the first time I saw a picture of a green tree python, which I still don't own yet.
But will.
But will, yeah. You got this, Michael. And Michael Gabbard says, to fuel the excitement in the young ones the way I wish someone would have fueled it in me. Oh, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Karen Crummer says, I've loved animals for as long as I can remember. As I grew older, my dream was to become a veterinarian, but when that fell apart, I turned towards science instead. I fell in love with genetics, and after getting my BS emphasized in cell and molecular biology, I started with leopard geckos. The morphs and colors astounded me, but I didn't really breed them, just kept them. When I moved from California to Wisconsin, I sold everything except 2 ball pythons I happened to pick up as pets along the way. It was then I really looked into the morphs and was blown away, and thus started my passion. Now, a small business later, 100 plus animals, breeding every year, and reaching towards my goal of breeding every visual recessive morph, I can finally combine my love of science and animals into my dream of the future. Cool.
Very cool. Love it.
Anne Marie Gunn said, Loving what many people consider unlovable is beautiful, and I've always loved snakes, even though most of my family and friends hated them. I always hated hearing a good snake is a dead snake, and I've tried to help people see that it's simply not true, and a little education goes a long way to change their minds. A pic of my girl Manson, who's turned many naysayers into snake lovers. I've had her for almost 12 years, and she's just the biggest sweetheart ever. Oh, and that is a sweet picture. What a good girl.
It is powerful what a good calm snake can do. It's hard for people to talk about how scary and slimy they are after they've been around one, held one,
Yeah.
touched one. Like,
Education is the biggest antidote to fear.
yeah.
So she's absolutely correct. And Amanda Ashby Aristides, I hope I pronounced that correctly because your story has me in my feelings. As a preschooler, I found and held my first and second snake, both were garters. I found them so interesting and remember my mom saying it will bite me and to put it down. It didn't bite me, neither did. I found them so cool and I read all I could get my hands on as a child, and then videos and books. As a young mom, I would take my kids to pet stores to hold snakes and wanted them to love them. You don't murder something you really love. Yeah. You protect what you love. We bought our first snake 13 and a half years ago and loved him. And 13 snakes later, I love each one of them. I love dogs and cats, but nearly as much as I love snakes. I would like to say we will never buy another snake, but I can't say that. Here. My husband just finished his fourth intense round of chemo, and he named his newest snake Chemo John. That way, if he doesn't make it, I still have John, and if he does, he has something to mark his challenge in life. Oh, oh man. And she
that's
posted
some reality.
right. She posted a couple of pictures of their corn snakes and their little girl with them. And two more pictures. The little guy at the bottom there, the red Zeppelin morph, is Chemo John. Man. Well,
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that story. I know that's not easy to talk about all the time, but that's a
absolutely.
excellent reason to be doing this, especially if you get in as a family, a group of people as a family with a friend, however it is, it can be a very great way to build a relationship and relationships.
Absolutely. So in the spirit of gratitude, we got one last surprise for you all as a thank you for your support. So little
Yes. So we just wanted to let you know, because of the support, like we've been talking about this episode, the support from you all. Like I said, whether it's online, in person, sending in sheds, paying for the services that we offer, all of those things have made it so we've been able to focus on developing some new technology to run our tests. And so we are going to be finishing that up, I think, during the month of December, kind of validating, making sure everything is working properly. And then we'll start going test by test and make sure that we can use this new technology. But the big thing about it is the new technology will make it so that the tests will be much faster and even cheaper. So a lot of the tests we've had a longer time, like, Pied and Clown, some of those we've had for quite a while, we'll be able to lower the prices on those here pretty quick. And then the turnaround times, I think it will be pretty easy. Once we move over to this new technology, it will be pretty easy to have turnaround times in less than a week. So it'll be a big difference. And this is for single gene, 2 gene, and we have kind of a new way that we'll be doing selling the tests, at least through one of our vendors, maybe both. But anyway, if it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 tests that you want done on one individual, we can use this new technology. If it's like 5 or more, if we're doing like a yellow belly panel or all the recessive genes or whatever, or like a full panel we have right now, that we still need to do the way we've been doing it. So that will still be like a 1 to 2 week turnaround, but we are going to get that down. So instead of being 2 to 3 weeks like it's been, and sometimes every once in a while 4 or 5, we should be able to get that down to 1 to 2 weeks and stay, except for the weeks where we have a holiday. We can't use the lab. We might go a little over 2 weeks, but for most weeks when the samples come in, we'll have results back within 1 to 2 weeks for like multi-gene tests per animal. But for those single gene, 2 gene, which a lot, the majority of the orders that we get are for 1 or 2 genes for one animal, those are going to be less than a week. We'll be able to do those very quickly and efficiently. And we have the technology set up so that it will reduce, possible mistakes and the amount of data entry we as humans have to do. A lot of this stuff is going to be straight from the instruments to results, and then we just do quality checks. So anyway, pretty
That's
much
awesome.
every step of the process is going to be better, faster, and cheaper. And over time, we'll be able to get all of the tests, so they're on this new technology, and throughout the year, we'll be able to drop prices on several of them. So probably the ones we'll have first will be like pied, clown, and hypo. Kind of the ones that I think are the most helpful to everyone. We'll get those onto the new technology. I'm hoping by January 1st. I don't know if it'll be that fast, but that's what I'm hoping. But it's looking really good. I'm really excited about it. It's definitely a big time game changer.
Awesome. Well, that's wonderful. I know a lot of people have been asking for both, better, like cheaper prices for single gene tests and faster turnaround times. So that is wonderful.
And it's only possible because of all of you. That's why I only wanted to announce this after we said so many thank yous, because all the people we talked about previously, and then all of you that watch the videos and follow, subscribe, and make comments. Literally, this is only possible because of the support from everyone. We would not be able to do it without you, and we're sincerely thankful for that.
Great. Well, I think that's all we have today. So, shoot, that's a lot to cover in just 20 minutes. So I think
it was a fun episode.
Yeah.
And I think that in, the financial times we are, the economy the way it is, I think it's especially powerful to think about. No, it's easy to think about the things that are hard and bad and all of that, but make sure you take some time, especially around Thanksgiving, but hopefully every day after that, take some time to think about the things that you're grateful for in your life, that you're thankful for. And I think these, why I do this segments will be a good way to do that. And, Kayla had a email address earlier, so make sure you send your why I do this. We'd love, just if it's just a story in text, that's fine. If you have an associated picture or short video, we'd love any and all of those things. That will help make these why I do this segments really cool part of our episodes each week.
Absolutely. Here, I'm going to throw that up one more time just so, please send them to me. I mean, there are a few people out there who are already who are planning on sending like videos or what have you, but we love those. We'd love to show them off during our shows and give you a shout out. So thank y'all. And as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go give your snakes a turkey neck or something. Some people do that with their, as a treat. Go do whatever you do. And be sure to tune in next week. Thank you guys. And outro in 3, 2, 1.